guys, Profe Pablo here, Spanish teacher turned Minecraft engineer. Guys, we have zero tick. It's working on the kelp farm. I wish I could take credit for all of this, but I saw that JC Plays got zero tick to work in 1.17.3. And so I tested out one of his builds, made some modifications, and now we have a super efficient zero tick kelp farm. I did a test on this, and at its most efficient point, this got me 10,000 kelps in 10 minutes. That's 60,000 kelp an hour. This build is insane. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make this insane build and also show you how to make a mini version. Let's get going. But before we get going, if you like my videos, be sure and hit the like button. Also, if you've liked multiple of my videos, be sure and subscribe and leave a comment saying what you are going to do with all your kelp. Here we go. For the big version, I have this kind of crazy piston thing going on, which I'll explain in a minute. Stick to the end to see that. But for the mini version, we're actually going to use a different method. So the first thing we're going to do is start off with a T clock. You make a T, break the middle, throw a redstone torch on the back of the build, put a repeater right here, and then we are going to save this redstone dust. We're going to put that there, but not until the end. Now we go ahead and lay down our sticky piston right there. Place a block here, place sand here, and sand here. Before we had to have 2 sands here on top to make zero tick. Now it's just 1. And we need to surround this sand with blocks. I'm going to come down here and just kind of surround this as well. I am going to leave a gap. If the sand falls through, we have to break it. Okay, that should be good because redstone's going there. Now we're going to come up here and kind of build a wall that's going to be a trough. And right here, I'm going to put a block. And for the mini version of this build, I'm actually going to put a dispenser and put a bucket of water in that dispenser. Let me go ahead and put a roof on this thing. Let's just add a light for fun. And now our water is going to be flowing this way, so we need our collection system. We can easily put a chest here or even a double chest. Let's just use a single chest for now. Place a hopper here, going into the chest. Place a button here on top of the hopper. And we're going to extend this wall out. And place a button here so that water flows this way. Okay, we're going to place water source here. We're going to add 1 piece of kelp. And now that should work. We can place a lever on this block to turn it off and on. And redstone. All right, let's go ahead and turn it off. Now we have to extend our redstone. We're going to place a block here, here, here. Place redstone dust there. Place a torch. That torch should turn off. Place a block there. And place another redstone dust right there. That should work. Let's try again. There we go. So our dispenser is removing the water, which breaks the kelp. Kelp is flowing forward into this chest. And as you can see, it's pretty fast. And it runs all off of 1 clock, which is really nice. I like this little mini build. I'm going to be using this in the future, connecting it to a composter making bone meal, which is going to power some bone meal farms. Enjoy this while it lasts, guys. We don't know how long zero tick's going to last because Mojang doesn't seem to like it. Let's go ahead and shut this off. And in just a matter of seconds, I almost got a whole stack of kelp. Alright, now time for the monster build. Find an open space. You probably want to chunk align this thing. That'll keep the kelp from breaking. Chunk align just means that you keep it inside of a chunk. I have videos on how to find chunk borders if you need that. Let's start again with our T clock. Just like this. Break the middle. Add the torch. Place a repeater that way. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sticky pistons. Run a row all along the back. And that includes right here as well. And then run redstone dust all along the back so that all those pistons extend. Take a block, place it in front of all those pistons. Take sand, place it right there, and then take another row of sand, place it there. Now we have to secure all this sand with blocks, so we're going to place blocks there, blocks on the back, and we're going to cover up the sides as best as possible, just leaving a little space there so we could break sand if it falls through. Doing that over here as well. Now back here, I'm going to place 1, 2, 3 rows. And on this third row, facing down, I'm going to place pistons, 8 of them. Now, pistons kind of act like dispensers. If you waterlog them, when they're off, they let water flow, but when they extend, they stop the water. We're going to use that to create super fast kelp. I'm building up this wall here. Gonna close this off here. Finish building up this side wall as well. Awesome. Now I'm going to extend this 1 block like that. And then over here, I'm going to place down 1, 2, 3 blocks. Then I'm gonna take a chest and place it here, here, and just do this 8 times, trying to get maximum storage here. Just like that. Now I need 8 hoppers, each hopper going into the side of this chest. I need 8 buttons. Each one of those buttons will go on a hopper. I'm going to extend this wall for water flow. Extend this wall as well, break that extra block. Gonna make this even by extending that, there we go. Then to control water flow, I'm gonna take signs, place one here, and then place a sign on that sign until it extends all the way across this build. Just like that. Now I can place water on this back row, on each block. I'm going to go ahead and plant my kelp. Then I'm going to come up here and waterlog each one of these pistons. I do that by crouching and placing water down. As you can see, the water is flowing through the piston. Now these pistons have to be on a different clock than this clock. I'm going to go ahead and place redstone there, starting the growth. Perfect. And then this clock has to be different because the timing has to be slightly off for the pistons. So I'm making a T clock here. On this side, I'm going to place a torch. Then I'm going to run redstone all along the back and then connect it to that torch. Over here on this side, I'm placing redstone dust. And on top, I'm going to place a redstone repeater, just like that. Now, I'm getting, this is the maximum amount of speed that I could possibly get. I was hoping this would happen. This has not happened on all my builds when I make this. I'll show you in just a minute. So look at how fast this is coming in. Look. I'm not speeding up this video. This is literally coming in this fast. So we're getting tons and tons of kelp. Now, I will say, actually, before I say anything, here's your on and off switch right here. Now, let me show you a couple of ways to adjust these builds. For example, this one's going a little bit slower. Some of my kelp is breaking, probably because it's on the chunk border. But if I go up here, I can adjust this timing. And you can see that the kelp is not working. Again, probably because I'm on a chunk border. But if I adjust the timer, all of a sudden it starts to build. And actually the rates are almost just as good. It's working really, really well, really fast. It's just this is kind of the maximum output over here. So if you have trouble, you can adjust the timer here. Also, you could flip this switch on and off. That helps kind of reset it. And in this version over here, I put composters so that we can get tons and tons of bone meal. This has not been running that long, so you can definitely connect these chests, get tons of bone meal. Another thing you could do is instead of composters, you can do smokers, add some fuel, and suddenly you have an infinite XP farm. And an infinite fuel farm because the cooked kelp you can make into kelp blocks, which can be used for fuel. It's kind of nice because then you could use the same dried kelp that you get, make those kelp blocks like I was talking about, and use those kelp blocks to fuel this XP farm as well. So many uses for kelp. Guys, again, I am super, super excited that Zero Tick is not completely dead. I'm glad at least kelp is working. I hope you guys enjoyed this build. Go check out JC's build as well. And as always, thanks for watching.